Hey everyone, CWD is still a hot topic online. It's still a hot topic for all the sportsmen in Minnesota who care about their wild deer herd, and of course, the deer farmers. I expect from our public officials to bring forth the facts, not a one-sided story, but the facts, all sides of the story, to be neutral and to bring this information forward as they work for the taxpayers. In my opinion, Lou Cornicelli, he brings the facts forward according to Lou, and I don't think he's being honest. So I have now in my hands the Winona County Deer Farm epidemiology report. We did speak about crow wing. There was so much evidence supporting that CWD came from that land as it was a dump site. Lou doesn't want to acknowledge that. He wants to talk about it being a smoking gun. Deer farms are the villain. Deer farms are the villain according to Lou. That's what I'm hearing. So the Winona County Deer Farm, would Lou Cornicelli have access to that? If you're the state biologist, you'd have access to these because you're trying to figure out what's going on with disease in Minnesota. So I think as an investigator and a state biologist, he should gather these facts and report the facts to the people. However, that is just not getting done. That's not getting done. So I've had to investigate and dig into this. Yesterday I got in my hands the Winona County Deer Farm epidemiology report. Guess what it says? Stuff that Lou's not going to talk to you about. He doesn't want anybody to know this stuff. Let's look at it, okay? So the Board of Animal Health is doing a good job. They're monitoring deer farms, they're regulating them. And from 2012 to 2017, on this farm in Winona County, where the guy was a taxidermist and they had CWD show up, this guy had 16 animals tested for CWD, and there were no positives detected. For the Board of Animal Health, that's a good thing for deer hunters across the state. I mean, we're monitoring, keeping an eye on it. No CWD detected. Here's a timeline that we're going to talk about, okay? So, what deer did he bring into his farm? He did bring 3 deer into his farm. In 2012, he bought a buck fawn. In 2014, he bought a doe and another buck in 2016. So 2012, 2014, 2016, he brought in 3 deer onto his farm. Where did they come from? They came from another farm in Winona County that was regulated by the Board of Animal Health, where no CWD had ever been detected. So these were clean transfers, everything was easy, according to the science. And the science is good. Okay, what did he have leave his farm? In 2016, he had 3 does that left his farm. Where did they go? To another farm in Winona County. He did a trade, and 3 does left his farm. It looks like for maybe 1 buck, okay? 3 deer left. Well, in 2016, he brought a carcass onto his farm to be mounted, a deer head that came from the CWD endemic area of Wisconsin. That's where it came from. In the fall of 2016, it was harvested. It was probably brought there a little bit later. Less than 12 months later, I'm going to say about 12 months, November, less than 12 months, CWD was discovered on his farm in the November of 2017. So 12 months later, in February, it moved pretty quick. In February of 2018, they came in and they killed all the deer on this farm. There was only 7 left, it looks like. They were all depopulated and all tested positive for CWD. So here's what we've got. We've got from 2012 to 2017, he had a total of 16 animals tested with no CWD. He brought 3 deer in from clean farms. He exported 3 deer that left his farm in 2016. When CWD was discovered on his farm, they killed all of his deer. What did they do? Well, they're based on science. They got to go track down these 3 deer that left his farm. Wow, where are they? So they tracked them down, went and found them on the farm, and they killed those 3 deer. They did not have CWD. So this epidemiology report, it says where did it most likely come from? They have a hypothesis on here. This is based on scientific information. And they said the head that came in from Wisconsin, that came into this farm from the epidemic area, was the most likely cause. Well, how did that get there? They say that in the report that he was doing taxidermy work and he was feeding his cats. Man, feeding his cats that stuff, and there's science, it says on here, that it can move through the intestines. Research has shown that prions can pass through the digestive tract of carnivores in the feces and maintain the ability to expose and infect cervids. So cats were being fed this meat, and then he reports that he'd have feeders out there and the cats would go use his feeders for a litter box. I've had cats on my farm to control mice and squirrels. It's a problem. And then I got 30 tote bags of grain in my shop, big ton tote bags. My cats, they think they got 30 giant litter boxes, and I'll go out there and find that a cat's sitting on there pooping on top of my corn. I can't have cats on the farm. I just can't have it. I can't stand them because they poop in everything. So this poor guy, he's got cats on there, and they're eating infected meat. So what does the report say? Conclusion. It says, based on the investigation findings, the highest risk factor for exposure to CWD in this herd was likely the taxidermy practices of the producer. So why doesn't Lou talk about that? Why doesn't Lou say that a deer head came in? What does Lou say when we talk about deer heads coming in from other states? What does he say? Let's listen.
2016, we just decided that we're going to ban carcasses from all states. You know, we put that full court press, and enforcement did a real nice effort looking at catching people across the border, and they didn't see very much. And our compliance rates are high.
Lou says they've pretty much got that under control. And I've heard so much animosity towards the Board of Animal Health online. Oh, there was an audit and they were doing a poor job and everybody wants to poke fingers. Board of Animal Health's doing a fantastic job. But let's discuss something. Everybody wants to point fingers. We need to stop that. But in this report, what does it say? The producer is a taxidermist licensed and inspected by the Minnesota DNR. So his area of doing taxidermy is what caused this, and he's inspected by the DNR. Well, I could point fingers at them all day long, and I would have never done that until Lou opens his mouth up and wants to start attacking deer farms, pointing his fingers, making us be the villain, and now all of a sudden there's legislation that's going to shut us down, and the cull's taking place. People want all these deer to be killed. This is a problem we're going to be living with for quite a while, and we need cooperation. Everybody needs to get along and quit pointing fingers. I would expect our state biologist to be fair and to be balanced, to dig and get these epidemiology reports, to get his hands on them and report the truth to Minnesota hunters. Minnesota hunters are worked up. Their heritage, their right to hunt wild deer is under attack. The cull's taking place, and they're being fed one side of a story. When do these sportsmen who buy licenses and pay taxes in the state deserve to get the truth of everything that's going on? Lou needs to disclose everything. Be investigative and let people know what's going on. Thank you.